What's shaking, homies? Unfortunately, I was wanting to show you guys how to harvest bananas, but somebody got here before I could. We're gonna go off of these little guys though. Basically, when your bananas are ready to pick, they're gonna be rounded off. You're not gonna see these angles that you're seeing, the ridges. I'll show you guys and make a video about that bigger stack of what I'm talking about, because there's a few bananas on there that are rounded out, and that's the perfect time to pick them. You don't actually want to wait till they're yellow. The insects and the birds and everything else is going to get to them before then. Plus, if you harvest them a few weeks earlier like that and you let them get ripe inside, for some reason, to me, it just tastes sweeter. It might be just the heat and the sun that makes those skins just pop open on the trees if you forget about them, and they kind of lose their sweetness. But to me, in order to maximize both yield and sweetness, you want those bananas to be rounded off around the edges. But what I wanted to show you guys, this here is the banana tree that fruited, and I want to show you guys what to do to banana trees after they fruit, and it's this right here. They're done. People don't realize that these aren't really trees. They're basically a glorified blade of grass. I'm gonna chop this bad boy up and I'm gonna turn it into composting. That way I can continue to make soil for some of my future bananas. Now, when I farmed bananas back in Puerto Rico, the trick that the elders taught me was that you want to have a banana that's producing, like the one that I just tore down. And then you also want to have a banana that's going to be producing not too long from now. And then you also want to have a baby banana. That way your cycle is always completing itself, versus trying to dig up the pups and put them elsewhere. This is a lot easier way to manage your bananas. Get that old growth out of the way. You don't want that whole system to be putting energy into a plant that's not going to fruit again. Now, I've seen where there's tricks to get a banana plant to fruit again. I'd like to consider myself a pretty good farmer, and I've never really been able to pull it off, and it just was a waste of time. If you grow them in this three scenarios like I do, you got your mama, you got your daughter, and then you got the grandbaby. You know, this was the grandma right here. This is the mama, and that's the granddaughter. You know, so when you grow it in that three-way system, I find that it's the easiest way to keep those bananas banging with a carefree mindset. You know, so everybody, I'm sure, has their little different ways of doing it. This is just what I found is the easiest. You know, I used to farm a 120-year-old organic coffee farm and banana farm, and we had over 100 different varieties of bananas out there. It's pretty awesome. I love bananas. They're super simple. They're super easy, especially down here in South Florida. The problem is usually the weather. You're living in a place where it gets too cold by the time they can actually fruit. So some people just use them ornamentally. You know, they're a beautiful little tree, plants, because they're not really a tree, right? They're a beautiful plant, and to me it gives it that nice, awesome tropical feel, and they grow fast. So I like to use them a lot in edible landscaping, simply because I can make a yard look like a tropical jungle in about 2 months. And then you're eating off of it too, so it's a win-win. Hope you guys like the lesson. Feel free to shoot any comments in the little commenting section here on the YouTuber, and I'll do my best to figure out how to answer you. Have a groovy day, guys. Peace.